What's going on, everyone? Devil here, bringing you an updated version of the Minion Bot tutorial. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can, but I do have a lot to go over. And the reason for this is because Minion Bot's getting a big upgrade, so there are some significant differences, and I'll try to talk about all of them here. So if you use the old version of Minion Bot, the first thing you might notice is that it's posting stuff from straight out of the game, including the actual war attacks. So when the war is declared, Minion Bot will now announce it. It will tell you who you're fighting, and it'll also give you some brief information from the clan. Wars won, win streak, clan location, and war size. And then below that, you'll see that it'll tag everyone in the clan who has hits in the war, and it'll just a friendly reminder, hey, the war is about to start, check the clan castles, check your base. And then once the war actually begins and the attacks start coming in, the bot will actually give you it will tell you in Discord what attacks are happening. So you'll see on the left side here, this is your team. So if it's a shield, that means it's a defense. The sword here is an attack. Then the right side is going to be the enemy base, and then the stars that resulted from the attack. And then this symbol here indicates a fresh attack. So if it's a 9v9 3-star fresh, then you'll get this symbol here. And this symbol is actually customizable, and I'll talk about that later in the video. And then you'll get the percentage, and then you'll get the name of your team, regardless of whether it's an attack or defense. So this is Walnut defending here. So if we scroll down to the bottom, when the war ends, you'll get a tag that says the war ends in 1 hour. And of course, this is also configurable. You can turn that on or off. And then when the war is over, you get the stats posted down here. And this is all done automatically, as opposed to the old version where you had to run a command to make stuff happen. So now that we've covered that, we're going to move over to a different channel, take a look at my clan, because it's got some things that the other clan doesn't have. I can find it. Okay. So here in this attack here, you can see that symbol there. It's what it is. It's a loudspeaker, but it's hollowed out. So that indicates that this player did this attack without making a call on the caller. And then if we scroll up, you can also see this U-turn symbol that indicates that this player attacked this base without making a call, and he also attacked over someone else's call. So of course these could be false positives, but if your clan is enforcing using the caller and not hitting over other players, then this could be something to look into. Again, of course, they can be false positives, so they're not necessarily a bad thing. Now that we've covered that, I'm going to make a new channel and basically just set up Minion Bot from the start. So now that I've got this new channel, first thing I want to check is that Minion Bot is in the channel, that it can read. I want to make sure that it can also post, so the easiest way to do that is to info or invite or something like that. It is allowed to post here. So the first thing I need to do is claim a clan. So I'm going to type claim clan and the tag number. So it's going to tell me that I've claimed my clan. Of course, I'm going to make sure that the name is correct, which it is. Now, before you do this, you need to go in-game and change your clan description to end with the letters MB. That's Mike Bravo. That's just a little security feature. This way, people aren't doing malicious things. So the next thing to do is to claim your village. So I'm going to go and do that now. So I'm going to type claim devil. Now if you can type your username exactly as it is in game, you can do this. But if you can't, or if it's just difficult to do that, then use the player tag. And it's telling me I've already claimed devil, and that's expected. So the next thing to do is create an alias. Now an alias is basically just a nickname. I'll type alias devil or player tag, and let's just say test. So now I have an alias called test, so I can refer to myself as devil or using my player tag or with the name test, and it really doesn't matter, they're all the same. So to check which aliases I have on my account, I'm going to type GA Golf Alpha, that's get alias, and it's going to tell me the aliases I have for all of my claimed villages. So for devil in particular, I have dev, devil, and test. where devil is the preferred because it has that asterisk right next to it. Now, if you want to change the preferred, you just type prefer test, and now it changes. So we'll do get alias again, and you can see the asterisk moved. But I don't want that. I'm actually going to go back to prefer devil, and then get alias, and there we go. Now, of course, I could also do get alias, and it will take a parameter. It will take, let's just say, dev, and it'll narrow it down. And if I don't really know what I'm searching for, then I can literally search player names. So I'm going to put C for Charlie, search Charlie, and you can see every player in my clan that has the letter C in the name. So if I wanted to do get alias, let's just say Cinos, it will show all of his aliases. If the idea of an alias is confusing, just know that it's nothing more than a nickname, just another way to refer to your base without using the actual player tag. So another thing that you can do is to help your clanmates claim their their village. So you can type claim. Actually, my name has a space in it, so I'm going to put in quotes claim Squirrel Man, and I'm going to @ myself. So this is just how you help your clanmates claim their village. So when you're brand new to Minion Bot, this is very handy. Or if you have a new player in your clan that has never used it before, this is also handy. In my case, it's telling me I've already claimed the village, which is expected. Another important command is the update members command. It's just uniform Mike, or you can spell it out, update members. And when you first claim your clan, you shouldn't have to run this, but occasionally you do want to run this. All it's going to do is check the villages that are in your clan and make sure it matches what's actually in the game. Now, if you have add roles enabled, this could take a moment, because what it's going to do is go through your Discord roles and make sure that they're all correct. And I will get into that when I talk about the add roles command. So it says clan members have been updated. There are 49 members and 3 unclaimed bases. So let's talk about that for a moment. In order to see the claims, you would type get claims or Golf Charlie. So this is telling us that the player tag, it's my player tag, Devil, is claimed by the Discord server, Discord user, Devil. And you can see my name there. So my name there refers to this. This refers to my in-game name, and that's my player tag. So the next village in the list here is El Sharaway, and it says not in server because it's claimed. This is my test server, so the El Sharaway's owner isn't actually in my server. If I were to run this command in the Coastal Clash server, then these would not say not in server. It would say the actual Discord nickname. So you can see the ones that are not claimed are going to be these two here and whichever one else. So if I wanted to help them claim their base, I would simply type claim Conan and then @ and then whoever owns it. Another command is download war. And this command you should only have to run once, basically just when you claim your clan. You can type download war, either true or false, or just leave it blank. And what you're telling it is, you're telling the bot that the war log in Clash of Clans is public, and that you want it to actually download from the game. Wars will be downloaded automatically. There's no need to report attacks. So the next thing that you can do is the letter U, that's update war, or you can do P as in print. And in the old version of the bot, these were 2 different commands. Now they're exactly the same. So it doesn't matter which one you use. So it says war with Secundum, and we have a 30-man war, so there are 30 spots. And at the bottom it says some stats about the war. And then of course there's also the stats command, which is giving you a shortened version because there's no actual hit rates. So if you're familiar with the old version of the bot, it would show hit rates here. Those hit rates will be there once the war actually starts and the attacks start coming in. If you want to call a base, basically tell your teammates which base you want to hit, you would type the letter C as in Charlie, a space, the base number, let's just say 1. There's actually a lot of variations in the way to call a base at this point. The simple version is just to do Charlie 1. That's That's C space 1, or you can type call 1. And if I have a village claimed, then it's going to use the lowest village on the map that's in war, that has war tax still. So in this case, I only have one village in the war, so it's going to know very clearly who I'm talking about. So I'm going to type that, and it's going to say devil by number 1, which is good. So if I wanted to say call to, let's just say I wanted to make it my alternate account, I could just simply type an alias. Actually, I could type a player tag, but I don't memorize a tag, so I'm not going to use that. Or I can use the in-game name, or I could just use an alias. And it's going to give me an error because Squirrel is actually not in the war. It's saying not out of attacks, but he's not in war. And if I want to put in a piece of instruction, I can do call to, let's say, Lalo. Right now, Lalo does not equal any alias or any player name, so it's basically in there as an instruction. So there's a question mark there. So this is going to stay there basically until someone manually deletes it. Now my call will go away as soon as it sees that I did the attack. So if we want to get rid of the instruction on number 2, you would say delete base number 2, and then you can optionally put the caller number. So this is the first call, so it would be 1, but that is not needed. And it will go away. So if you want to see what attacks have happened recently, you can type get last attacks or call Falima Alpha. And in my case, the war hasn't started yet, so it's going to say there's no attacks. But when the war does start and the attacks start coming in, this will start to return the last 10 attacks. Alternatively, if you want to see the remaining attacks, you can type get remaining attacks or Golf Romeo Alpha. You can see on the left side, it shows you the enemy town hall level. And then on the second column, it will show you what village the person has already attacked, or what number the person has already attacked. And then on the third column, it shows the call that is left. So if I were to carry out this hit, the 1 would appear here, and then this would show whatever second call I have. And as these villages start to use up their 2 attacks, they will start going away. So when my attacks are done, my name won't be on this list at all. So this is just a nice tool to help with planning and coordinating your war. Now let's assume a player is trying to join your clan. I have a lookup command. So we're gonna, well, first of all, let's get my player tag. So we're gonna do get alias. So there's my tag. I'm gonna need this. Now I can type lookup or simply L as in Lima, a space and the tag. So it is showing me the town hall level, player tag, the name, heroes, their hero levels, the war stars. These are the attacks and defenses logged in Minion Bot. And then the war history is coming directly from Minion Bot. If it doesn't know this player at all, then this simply won't be there. And then this section here is directly from Clash of Stats. And then there is a URL for Clash of Stats. So I mentioned the add roles command earlier. And basically what that's going to do is assign roles to your server for town hall levels, for whether a player has hits in the current war. So if you want the bot to manage the roles, then you simply type add roles true. And in this case, the bot doesn't have permission to change the roles in the server. So of course, you got to give the bot the permission to change the roles. Then you can type add roles. All right, so if you just do add roles, it basically gives you a warning. Hey, I'm about to change your roles. Do you want to do this? That's why the true is there. And if you want to see what roles are added, basically all the ones that end with MB as a Mike Bravo. So has hits. So everyone with this role has hits left in the current war. When the player uses both their attacks, they will lose this role. No claims means that they literally have no villages claimed in Minion Bot. Not in clan means that they have claims, but their claimed accounts are not in your clan. And then there are roles for the different town hall levels. And then there are roles for their elder status. member, elder, and co-leader. And those roles are managed automatically. So the add roles command, you only need to run once, and then after that, it will pretty much do it all by itself. If something seems a little bit off, run the update members command, and it should correct itself. Okay, so let's take a moment to talk about statistics. Now, I already mentioned the stats commands. And again, there are the stats for the current war, and it would include hit rates if there were hit rates to show. So if you wanted to see a player stats, you could type stats and then an alias, or of course the player tag or the name of the village in the game. My stats aren't that great, so we're not going to show that. But if you wanted to see other stuff, let's say you want to see who is the best 10v10 in your clan. So this is the clan leader, Charlie Lima, 10v10. And it will show you in the clan who is the best. If you want to see who is the best in the entire bot, type BL Bravo Lima 1010. And this is for the whole bot. So if you've made it this far, be happy because we're almost through all of the commands. Another command is the ban command. So we can type ban, the player tag, and then a reason, say test. So of course this doesn't do anything in the game. All it does is mark the player as being banned from the clan. So the next time you do a lookup on them, you can see it up on the top. It says this player is banned by devil for test. And if you want to undo it, you can get rid of it like that. And these are just ways to note for the future. This way, if someone tries to join later, you don't get tricked. And if you want a player to be able to come and go as they please, you can whitelist them. That's Whiskey Lima, and then the tag, and then there's an optional reason. I recommend putting their elder status. Put co. And you can unwhitelist as well. I don't know if there's a shortcut for this one. I don't remember. If you want to call on a base to have a timer, basically to expire after so many hours, you can type call timer. So we now have a call timer of 1 hour. So if we hit P as in print, you can see that my call has 47 minutes left. Now after those 47 minutes are expired, the call will be deleted as soon as somebody runs the update war command or the print command. But until then, the call will stay on the caller, and it'll just say expired instead of the minutes left. So I'm going to go back to call timer 0 because we don't generally use call timers. If I'm in a war against a clan that has, basically it's not a fair matchup, if I don't want it to affect the stats, then I type no stats, and it's not going to count towards the stats just for this one war. I'm not going to run it this time because it's a CWL war and I definitely want these stats to count. But if you're up against a heavily engineered clan or it's just not a fair matchup, you can run that and just basically ignore that war just for one war. If you don't want the bot to notify you of the war ending and the war beginning, you can type notify false and it will stop doing that. You could also do notify true, or you can do notify and you can tell it which channel to post it in. So I'll put test. Maybe if you have an announcement channel, this would be a good place to put it. And now they will be posted, and they will be posted in this channel. The same thing goes with posting hits. So you can also do post hits, true or false, or you can tell it what channel to post it into. If you don't want players in your clan to be able to claim a base that is already claimed to be hit, then you can turn that off by typing stack calls false. So what would happen here, let's run the P command again. So let's say Xenos, I think he's in war. Say Xenos tries to call one Xenos. So this base is called and stacking is not allowed. Now if I want to allow stacking, I type stack calls. And you don't have to type true, it's assumed that you mean true. So now we can call one for Xenos. And it shows up. If you want to mark waits for villages, you can type wait, the number, I think mine's 94, and then the alias or the player name, if you can type it exactly, or the tag. So I'm not going to type it because I've already entered mine, but you can do get weights, and I'm not going to show that here so we don't get hunted. But basically, if you do type get weights, it'll give you a printout of your entire clan, all of the weights that you've entered, and it will also show the hero levels. Okay, folks, we're almost there. So another command is my clan. This is mostly just for me for troubleshooting, but it does give you some behind the scenes information. So I'm not going to talk much about it because it's kind of obvious what all it does. This section here is settings, basically just flags, like start warning. That's basically indicating whether it's sent the 1 hour warning. And then end warning, that's the 1 hour end of warning. And this is just a flag whether it needs to send it or not. Another command is my server. And that's going to give you information about your server and what channels are using each clan. So in this case, my server does not have a prefix. The default clan is Redline. So the first clan that you claim is assumed to be your default. So if I want to change my default clan, I would simply type default. I would first go to the channel that has the clan claims that I want. So this test has Coastal Clash. That is my clan. So I'm going to type default. I think it's default server. Default clan. There we go. And now if I type my server again. Okay, so again, we have no prefix. The default clan has been updated to Coastal. Roles enabled are false. In this case, they're false. It will give you a breakdown. So this is the clan that you've claimed, and this will give you a list of all channels looking at this clan. And if the channel doesn't appear in this list anywhere, then it's just going to look at the default. Another command is the create prefix command. A lot of clans like to use the exclamation point. So basically, before you run any commands, you got to put the exclamation point in front. Otherwise, it won't work. And then the delete command, delete prefix, and it goes away. Now, you probably don't want the bot to be in every single channel, so you could, of course, change the roles in each channel, or you can type restrict. You can either do true. It'll assume you mean true if you don't type anything. You can do false, or you can do all or none. And what that's going to do is, if the channel is restricted, then it's simply going to ignore any command. So we'll just do restricts. This channel will be ignored. So if I type info, it sees that I typed info, but that's why you see that it's typing, but it won't actually post anything. So restrict false. And then we do info, and it comes back. We also have the support command. So if you have problems, you can type support, and you'll get a few different links. First, you'll get a link to my support server, where you can come ask me questions, and there's other people there that are familiar with how the bot works, and they can help as well. And if you look, they have the moderator tag. And then below that, you get the YouTube video, which this is for the previous version. So I will be updating this to the current video. And then below, you have a link to my Patreon where you can support me. And this actually ties into the bot and does some cool things. Now, there's a $2 tier, which gives you permission to post in my support server URLs. But the $4 tier, it does two things. Now, let's go to here. So this bang symbol, I mentioned earlier that this is customizable. So if you enroll in the $4 subscription, I will change this to use your clan's custom emote. So you would have to message me what the emote string is, what the emote is called, and also what your guild number is. You can get this by right-clicking and then copying the ID if you have developer enabled. and I don't even remember how to turn that on, but I think it's in the settings here somewhere. But I will change this to use your clan's custom emotes. The other thing that this does is integrate with the lookup command. So let's go back to this lookup command for just a moment. If you're enrolled in the $4 tier, then the lookup command will also search the table for attacks. So if the player's Clash of Stats is private, there is this section that will show. So you still get an idea of where the person has been, assuming that they war with the clan that they were in. Well, folks, that is going to do it. We made it through most of the commands. There are some other commands, and if you're interested in those, you can simply type commands, and it gives you a printout of pretty much every command. As you can see, there is quite a bit there, so this video is probably going to end up being pretty long. But thanks for sticking it out. Thanks for watching. Keep up the fire.